Hello. Hi, welcome to More Than Organized Monday. I stream live every Monday, giving you tips on getting organized and simplifying your life. I'm Miriam Ortiz y Pino with More Than Organized. I'm a certified professional organizer and simplicity expert. And I'm just going to be going through some organizing tips and suggestions every week. Usually something that makes your life a lot easier, not complicates it, because that's what I'm all about. And a lot of it is going to be supported by things on my website. So today's tip is from the 1 Minute Mail Solution Kit, and I'm going to talk about how to set up a trash and recycling center for your home office. And it will keep you flowing through your mail very easily and quickly and keeping up with it so it doesn't pile up around like it can sometimes if you don't have a way to do it easily. And I also want you to comment below if you can, if you're here joining me live, and feel free to share the feed with your friends because sharing is always more fun. And, you know, we're just getting the hang of these Facebook Lives, so bear with us while we change through things. Why am I using the royal us? It's just me. I have suggestions and hints, and all of them are tested. I use all of these suggestions with myself and with my clients, and so I know they really can work. All right, so one of the problems that I find my clients sometimes have in terms of keeping their office organized is that paper piles up all around the room. It's on the desk, it's on the bookshelves, there's another pile by the printer. They don't know what to do with their paper. That's why I created the 1 Minute Mail Solution Kit. It's really how to set up the 5 essential spots you need to keep your papers flowing in your office, because papers really flow. It's the information on the papers that's important, and we want to keep the stuff that's going to be useful to us longer term. And when you do that, I've just been reviewing some of the spots that you're going to want to set up. So a couple weeks ago, I did the Bills and Correspondence Center, and the second one is the Trash Recycle Shredding Center, because there's only the 5 things you can do with your paper. Bills and correspondence, you can read it, you can enter the information on the paper into a calendar or into a database of some sort. You can file it, archive it, you know, it's something you need to keep, but there's no real action on it. And there is trash, recycle, and shred. And there's a few things that you have to act on, and it's just real quick, one-off situation, or it moves to the next step. So if you set up those spaces, you always know where to put that piece of paper. Every single piece of paper that runs through your life can go into one of those 5 spots. So let's talk about this second spot, the recycle, trash, shred center. This one sometimes holds people up because they get so nervous about the recycle part or the shredding part. And really, it's just for the paper that you don't want anymore. And the paper that you don't want anymore tends to be junk mail and extra things printed off the printer, or something that you read and you have the information now and so you don't need it anymore. And look at that! Guess who forgot to turn the washing machine off before she started recording? No one's perfect, but here we go. Sorry about that. Hope that didn't scare the bejeebus out of your dog. Anyway, okay, so the recycling or the shredding part can hold people up, and you just don't want to overthink it too much. I don't even own a shredder. I rip things in half when I have to, and if it's something particularly sensitive with some sort of actual social security number and my address on the same piece of paper, I rip it in 2 or 3 pieces and throw it into 2 different trash cans in the house. So something will go in the recycling, something will go in the office trash, something will go in with the cat litter in the bathroom, and something might go in the kitchen with the regular garbage. If anyone wants to work hard enough to go through the cat litter to pick out the little details of my life, have at it. They're a hustler. They deserve to have a little bit of fun with my account if they're going to go to all that trouble, is my feeling. That way I don't have to have yet another appliance in my office, and I don't have to overthink it. I know some of you do have nice little shredders. Home shredders tend to not be powerful enough to do giant piles of shredding. So you want to keep up with it regular. And if you have it set right next to your trash, you're more likely to do it because it's just running it through the shredder like a drop-in thing instead of having to go to a different room or pulling out the equipment and plugging it in and setting up a whole separate situation. Also realize in this day and age, most of our information is available online, and so people don't have to dig through our trash as much. And so taking the time to block out things on like a catalog or just a special offer in the mail that's not credit card, it's unimportant because they can look up your name and address online anyway. So it's not really saving you anything, and it's kind of wasting your time. So the recycle spot is actually way more important. You want to have something, and depending on where you live, what kind of recycling they do in your community is how you're going to want to get your recycling set up. Here in New Mexico, or in Albuquerque specifically, we have blue dumpsters that we take to our curb, and they can have a mix of recycling materials. So I just have one milk crate that I use in my office to get the recycling, and I will show you that in just a moment. And it goes with everything, but some people have to bag it, and some people can only do white paper versus all paper. So just know how far of a separation you need to go for your community to make it as easy as possible. If you don't need a bag, don't use a bag. If it has to be completely separate, have 3 different or 4 different, depending on what kinds of things you can recycle, receptacles to receive that. And since we're talking specifically about mail and home office, have one for paper in your office. The others can be in the kitchen near the kitchen trash for glass and aluminum or cardboard. But mine can take paper or cardboard here in the office, and then I have the glass and cans and plastics in the kitchen. So don't overthink it too much, but make it easy, and don't over categorize if you don't have to. So even though I'm in Albuquerque, one of my clients actually has like 12 different styles of recycling receptacles that she can use, and we took her down to just 2 a few weeks ago, and she says it's made a huge difference because no longer are you overly concerned of doing it exactly right. It kind of frees that up. But know what your community's recycling centers are about as well. So if you have all those and your trash can near your desk or where you sort your mail, it's so much easier to just go, that's junk mail, it can go right in the recycling. Oh, that one, I'm not sure, it might have a card or something in it. I'm just going to rip it in half and throw it into, one little piece into the regular trash and the rest into the recycling bin or something. So it's separate, but it's safe, and it's moving the process forward. And it's always able to accept the kinds of things that pile up for you. One of the things I have in my office for recycling that some people don't have, and yet they always have this item, is a place to corral my ink from my printer. So when I go back to the office supply store, or if I have to mail it back, it's all in the right place and ready to go. So I just want to make sure that you're also making really great questions about what you're sending to the trash and recycle and shred. Like I said, if you have a lot of shred as you catch up, as you're setting things up and processing, go ahead and take it to a document shredding service. Most of them will do it with a witness or without, and they charge by the pound. And so if you're cleaning out a huge amount, it's beneficial to do that because your home shredder will overheat until you catch up, and it just ends up taking a really long time. Or if you're one of those people that thinks you're going to shred while you watch TV or do something else, and then you realize just how loud the shredder is, and so you don't really do it, just start fresh. Take several bags to the shredding service and have them do it if you can to catch yourself up. Then you can set up your shredder next to your trash can if you have one, and keep going as you process the mail every day. Just a couple a day instead of piles and boxes and bags full. Okay, so the other thing that's really going to help you improve your results in terms of recycling and keeping the paper moving through your office is to have the questions for decisions. I have a little bulletin that you can print out. It's available in the 1-Minute Mail Solution Kit. Again, that's available at morethanorganized.net. You can just sign up for the 1-Minute Mail Solution Kit there. There's an audio and a free e-course that comes to your email box every day for about 7 days, and it gives you step-by-step how to set up your office with this system. So this is just going a little bit deeper and showing you an actual example of it. But the questions help you look at each piece of paper and figure out what you're going to do with it next. And that helps keep it moving through the process. And it can end up in the recycle bin a lot quicker if you know exactly what you're looking for there. All right, so let me just show you the example at my place. I keep my trash can under my desk usually. I picked it up a little bit off the floor so we could see it in the video a little better. But my recycling bin is really just the trash can. For actual trash, there's plastic, bubble wrap, sticky stuff goes in here, and I only empty it when it's full. And so it can be weeks. I think this is like 6 weeks worth of stuff, and that's all I have because I recycle so much. So that lives under my desk most of the time. And the recycle goes into this milk crate, which lives right behind my chair. And so I am literally not having to get up from my desk to trash anything. It's just under the desk or back here in the recycle bin. And then this goes and gets dumped into my dumpster that goes to the curb once a week or every 2 weeks, depending on how full it gets. And then, like I said, the one thing that people aren't always clear on what to do with is that ink. So I have this lovely cardboard document box. It slides onto my shelf, and I pull it out, and it has the ink that I take back to the store. And so I can just grab it. I also throw in the rewards I get from the ink from last time. So when I go to the store, I'm always, here's the rewards I get to use this time, and here's the ink that's going to pick up my rewards next time. So there's a nice rotation system involved, and I know exactly where that coupon is when I order ink, and I know exactly where to grab the stuff when I go to the office supply store. So I can take that for recycling. Same thing, if you happen to have, I just happened to get bubble wrap thing to return something. That's also, it's one of the special inks in there. It was defective, not just straight up recycling. So anything that has to do with the ink though can go right there. And the new ink is on the shelf right next to it. And so it in a little bin right here. So I can reach everything from my desk and I don't have to do anything. So the new ink is in these little bins right on top of where the recycling ink is. So you get the idea. It's a rotation system. When that's empty, I get new, I take the old, and it keeps rotating around, and I don't have to worry about running out of ink because I always know where it is. All right, that was a little bonus tip on how to deal with your recycling ink. And let me just double check and make sure if anyone asked a question on the Facebook page as clarification. And why is it not catching up? Let's see. Here we go. There's just a delay. Oh, goody. About 13 people have been looking at this today. That's fantastic. Thanks. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. And check it out every Monday at around 11 a.m. Mountain Time, which is 1 p.m. Eastern, for those of you that need the translation. And I will just provide one quick tip that'll help streamline and skyrocket your results in your home office, usually, maybe a few things around the house. But thanks for joining me, and keep in touch. Don't forget, morethanorganized.net. Sign up for the 1-Minute Mail Solution Kit and get the whole audio and e-course available to help you set up your workspace for really easy processing of your mail. Oh, and the concepts work for email too. So thanks for joining me. Talk to you later.